Hello, Nancy.
Would it be okay if I used your microscope?
I have a very strict policy when it comes to my equipment. No one touches it but me. And now, you. I trust you, Nancy. Please, be my guest.
Oh, thank you.
Hello again. Do you always wear that locket?
I've only had it a week. My boyfriend gave it to me just before I left.
I should have known. That explains why it is so, ordinary. Which is not a bad thing. It is just that, well, when one lives in Venezia, one becomes so used to true beauty that anything less tends to stand out like, dirt on a white rug.
Are you aware that Colin Baxter once spent time in prison for art theft?
How do you know this?
I did a little field research. His real name is Justin Beaumont. So you know about his past?
His past is not important. I believe everyone deserves a second chance because I am very open-minded. But my friends, most of them are not. If they knew, Colin would never find work in Venezia again, so please, Nancy, you must keep what you know to yourself.
My roommate, Helena Berg, does she stay here a lot?
This is the first time. I met her at a party which Rosetta del Bene gave. When Helena found out where I lived, she practically begged me to let her stay here. And with Rosetta standing right there, well, I could not say no.
Why was she so insistent about staying here?
She said it was because the Nascosta is so centrally located. Which it is, altro che. But I think it was because I am so centrally located. She's what you call a social climber. Always asking me about parties. When they are, where they are, who is invited, what should she wear, whose name should she say to get in. Che schifo! The upper class of Venezia is closed to outsiders. Helena is full of voglio, this is true, but she will never be one of them. Us.
I'm running kind of low on euros.
You are not asking me for a handout, I hope. Or a loan.
Could I maybe do some work for you and earn the money?
No.
Oh.
But do not stop with me. There are many ways for people with energy and voglio to make money in this city. Go to Rialto Market and see what people are buying. Use your eyes. Use your brain. You will think of a way.
Who is Il Dottore?
Dottore means doctor. What doctor are you talking about?
There's a box of chocolates downstairs for Il Dottore.
Someone must have left them here by mistake.
Has anything else for Il Dottore ever been delivered here?
I am up here all day. Something gets delivered, something does not get delivered. I do not know. I do not care.
Will you be dressing up in a costume for Carnevale?
Altro che! I have fallen in love with Commedia dell'arte. So this year I will dress up as my favorite character, the big-nosed, nasty Pulcinella. He and I are so opposite, no one will ever guess it is me.
I'll stop pestering you now.
Good, good.
Nancy, you have examined the microdot the pigeon was carrying?
I sure have. The message, which was written in English, said, Il Dottore requests you to change the safe room lock combination to 43556.
Il Dottore?
Yes, which is really interesting because in his office, Fango has a poster of Commedia dell'arte masks. He's crossed out all but 5 of the masks, and among the ones that aren't crossed out Are the Brigella mask?
The mask the Phantom wears.
Right. And the mask for Il Dottore wasn't crossed out either. And it was in the middle, like it was more important than the others. And when I went back to the place where I'm staying, a box of chocolates had just been delivered for someone named Il Dottore, which means it's very possible that Il Dottore is one of the people at the Ca' Nascosta.
Perhaps Fango and the Phantom and whoever else they are working with are going by the names of Commedia dell'arte characters. This would make it easier to secretly communicate with each other. And if that's true, perhaps those chocolates are a message of some kind. And if Il Dottore was at the center of that poster you saw, perhaps the person the message was meant for is the ringleader.
Just what I was thinking.
Here is what we will do. I will have a technician hide tracking devices in objects these people are likely to carry around with them. Then, when we know which of them is Il Dottore, we will activate the appropriate device and be able to follow him.
Awesome. Let's see. Helena's always writing, so for her I could plant a bug in her pen maybe. And Margarita is always sunning herself, so you could hide a bug for her in a sunglasses case. But for Colin? For Colin, you could bug a mosaic tile. You know, a tessera?
He's likely to carry a mosaic tile on his person.
If it's from me, he will. Long story.
This is good information, Nancy. I will have our technician prepare the two bugged objects and the device which she will hide in the pen, then leave them for you in the Banca dell'Oro ATM. You should give them to each person as soon as you get them.
Will do. Keep your fingers crossed.
My fingers are always crossed.
This looks interesting.
Hello, Nancy.
Who else besides Margarita knows you went to prison in England for art theft?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you, Colin?
My real name is Justin Beaumont. 2 years ago, I removed a Renoir from the private collection of a man to whom it was nothing more than a financial investment. I took it home so it would be appreciated as the masterpiece it was. Its former owner took issue with my actions. I was arrested, and I was sent to prison for a year. As for Margarita, she's the only one who knows. She says if I don't continue to work for her for next to nothing, she'll tell all her friends I have a criminal record, which would essentially end my career here in Venice, just like it ended my career back in England. If that were to happen, I'd be utterly lost.
How did Margarita find out?
I have no idea. She wouldn't tell me. What's worse, not only does she keep trying to get me to use substandard materials so she can save money on the renovations I'm doing for her, but she wants me to cover it up by lying to the Restoration Council about it. And for someone in my precarious position, let's just say resisting has been very, very difficult. Enough. I insist we change the subject.
Do you live here at the Ca?
No, I have a room in a building on the other side of the Grand Canal, a very small room. But I spend so much time here and so little time there, I suppose technically I do live here.
Do you know who that box of chocolates in the entryway is for?
No, I didn't really look at it because I assumed it was for you. It's not?
No, it's for someone named Il Dottore.
Oh, I was afraid, I assumed they were from that locket fellow of yours. Il Dottore. Wonder who that could be.
What are you going to be for Carnevale this year?
Working, that's what I'm going to be. I haven't been invited to any festivities, which is just as well because I detest costumes. So to Carnevale, I say, bah humbug.
I'll let you get back to work.
What's his name?
What's whose name?
The bloke who gave you that locket you're wearing.
Oh, Ned.
Goodbye, Nancy.
So, I noticed someone got a box of chocolates. You perhaps? From a secret admirer?
They're not for me. They're for someone named Il Dottore.
I thought that was someone's special name for you. How disappointing. Especially since I was going to ask you if I could have a piece. I'm starving.
What made you decide to stay here this trip?
I met Margarita at a party last October, and when she heard I was going to need a place to stay when I made this trip, she practically begged me to stay here.
She begged you?
Did she ever? She's lonely and quite insecure. She wants to believe she has lots of friends in high places, but they're not her friends. Not really. And I think deep down she knows that, poor thing.
What else can you tell me about Enrico Tazza?
Not much. Now that Marchion is in jail, he's back to just being the owner of a local card parlor. Why do you ask?
I was just curious.
As they say, old habits die hard. Tazza could still be doing something illegal, but if he is, it would be small potatoes compared to what he was doing for Marchiano.
Do you have a Carnevale costume yet?
No, but I have been invited to several parties, so I'm definitely going to get one. I've got this strange urge to dress up as a cat.
I'll come back later, okay?
Come back anytime. Pasta fresca di tutti i tipi, fatta a casa.
Lo conosco, è molto vicino, 2 minuti qua.
È un bel posto. Ah, allora ci andiamo assieme, anche questo carino.
L'olio d'oliva, il più buono di tutti! Qui venite!
Pesce fresco, presto, venite, pesce fresco. Pesce fresco, presto, venite, pesce fresco. Mia sorella ha avuto un figlio ieri, lo sapevi Giuseppe? No, no. Pesa 30 kg. 30 kg?
Non sapevo fosse un
È grosso,
citta.
grosso. Un elefante. È un po' pesante, è vero.
I'd probably get in trouble if I picked these.
you're here for the dance audition, take a look at the dance instruction book. When you think you're ready, put the cat suit on and get on stage. If you're good enough, you can keep the suit and come by anytime you want and dance some tips. Oh, and if you're not here for the audition, beat it. And a 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow! You go, girl. Bravissima! Bravissima! Woohoo! You go, girl. Incredible! Bravissima! Wonderful! Bravissima! Woohoo! You go, girl. Great job. Still some rough edges, though, so take that costume home and practice. What's your name?
Nancy?
Nancy? Forget it. From now on, your name's, Punchy. Punchy LaRue.
But...
Next!
Signora, ma come mai a Venezia ci sono tutti questi uccelli?
Hello, Nancy.
I came across this tessera and thought you might like it.
It's quite beautiful. All the more because it came from you. Thank you, Nancy. I shall treasure it.
I should be running along.
That is a wig you're wearing, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
Good, because there's nothing wrong with your real hair. Nothing at all.
So, what's going on?
I'll come back later, okay?
Have fun.
You look upset.
A big urn fell off the roof and almost hit me as I was coming in.
It fell from this roof? Ma va! The edge of the roof must have crumbled out from under it. Something else to repair. Bella fare! I am glad you are all right, of course.
Of course. I hear you've been using the fact that Colin has a criminal record to try to get him to do things that may not be totally legal.
Who tells you this? Colin, he says that? Because I do no such thing. It is him. He is the one who wants to break the law. Margarita, he says, pay me 1,000 euros, and I will find a way to save you 10,000 euros on your renovation. No, I tell him, lasciamo stare. But he keeps bringing it up.
He told me just the opposite.
He is telling you that cheating on the renovations was my idea? Oh, once a liar and a thief, always a liar and a thief. This is what I get for being nice. If and when people find out I hired such a man, I will be the laughingstock of Venezia. So once again I tell you, Nancy, please, keep what you know to yourself.
I saw this case and thought you might like it to keep your sunglasses in.
You are giving me a gift? You do not have to do this, Nancy, but I like gifts. And this one, it is very nice. Grazie.
I'll let you get back to your sunbathing.
Ciao.
Would it be all right if I picked some flowers?
Go ahead. Prudence got them from a plantation in Hawaii, the Healy Research Center. They grow like weeds.
Interesting flavor. Ugh, I'm not feeling so good.
Nancy? Are you all right?
Oh my gosh! You're positively green! Nancy?
Ugh. Oh, I should so not have eaten those sausages.